have any proof that you had asked for the invoice before 2016?
Well, I mean, there's my word and there's my wife's word. And also the architect, Pat, I can also confirm. He was also present where I had asked. And his explanation was, Israel can't fly.
Did you know Pierre Sladen before the works on your home?
No.
You didn't know him?
No.
Okay. And did you know that he had done works for the Allied Group at all, or not?
I got to know at what point in time that he had done work. I think it was mentioned when he was recommended that he had done work for an Allied Group, so in other words, but it wasn't the issue. I did not choose him because he did work. In other words, so people like mention, listen, this guy is good because he did work on the Hilton Hotel. Okay, so it wasn't, it was more an issue of showing that he was competent to do work or not. I repeat, I have sought quotations from 4 different people. Okay, so at what point in time did I know that he did work at Allied? Honestly, I don't know. Did I get to know eventually? Yes, I did get to know. Okay, but it was not the consideration for selecting the person. As we went along, maybe again, my wife will be dealing with his foreman, etc., and him, and even I, when I occasionally met him, would ask him for the bill for the works, and his reply would be, listen, you should recount that. He was aware that essentially the house was not yet complete. He was aware that the things he was doing were in between other contractors, and so he could probably gauge there was still other work to be done.
If I may ask, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so what I'd like to make it very clear is this, though. With every contractor that I have engaged, okay, I have made it very, very clear that I'm going to pay him. Okay, I work for a living, okay, and I get paid for my living. And likewise, I expect that any other contractor or any other supplier who either supplies material or any contractor who does work for me gets paid for his work. I mean, I calculate that I have engaged over 23 different contractors and suppliers. So from the, I can give you name you just an example of the various people I have engaged. Vassallo for the main construction, Schranz for the drains, Rado for the plastering, a certain Charles Camilleri for the water and electricity, a certain Vassallo for the tiling, Satariano for the provided the tiles for the bathrooms, a certain Malcolm Cassar to provide the flooring, Joe Missout of Hazer-Bouch to provide the doors, a certain Charles Seikel for the garage door, BT Commercials for the ACs, Halman for part of the tiling for one of the bathrooms, Dolphin Pools to provide some of the things, some of the machinery for the pool, Bella for apertures, a certain Michael Chivaras, who is now deceased, but his wife was doing the work to paint the reservoir, to make waterproof the reservoirs in the garden, Zammit Nurseries to provide some trees, Ajus Marbles to provide some of the marble work, Dimec, who are on the bypass, JP Dimec, I think, I'm not sure, okay, to provide some of the internal railings. I mean, Electra to provide some of the light fittings, certain Sandra Fonici, who did some of the light design, WST to provide the cabling. I mean, these are all various contractors who have done various works, and I have paid every single person. So there was absolutely no reason why I should not want to pay Redknapp or expect Redknapp not to charge me.
Regarding the publication of the invoice, that you do it in the appropriate forum, are you ready to publish that in Parliament as well?
I'm prepared to present it in court because I'm considering filing a libel proceedings against the Labour Party. I get hurt about these allegations because I've always believed that you're in politics, not because you want to be in politics, but because you try to do a service. All my life I've tried to do my best to do things the correct way, to safeguard my reputation, my family's reputation, my father's reputation, but more than anything else, everything that I value and everything that I believe is correct. And I've always, I hope, done the right things. I've always worked for a living, worked hard for a living. I was always told in life to work hard on your profession, to be independent of politics and not dependent on politics. And the most precious thing though in life is ultimately not money, not your earnings, but your reputation.